Welcome back. This channel is geared toward young men who find today's society confusing. Previously, I discussed how getting a female pregnant will lead to a loss of power. In this episode, I will discuss how willful ignorance is a way men surrender power. I will define willful ignorance for the purposes of this video as a man purposely not trying to educate himself about the issues of the present and the lessons of the past. This is different from the legal definition. For that, one can go online and get that definition. In schools, teachers call what I'm talking about, "It's cool to be stupid." These are the students that purposely do not try in class, and they do not try to gain any knowledge. Ignorance is cured by knowledge. A man who is willfully ignorant does not seek knowledge. While we are all ignorant, because it is impossible for anyone to learn everything, it is important for men to educate themselves about the issues of the day and about history. Ignorant men are powerless in today's knowledge-based economy. Knowledge is power. People with that power have the ability to exploit those that do not. Many members of the political class prey on the ignorant masses. When I briefly worked as a stockbroker years ago, I found that the industry was based on exploiting people's ignorance of investments and finance, not about educating people to help them toward a life of financial independence. The more knowledge a man has, the less likely he is able to be exploited by others. Many men learn after they have been exploited not to make the same mistake again. However, it is better for one to self-educate in order to avoid being exploited in the first place. Most knowledge is acquired by reading. It is a very sad fact that most people do not like to read or see it as a chore. The fact is, most people do not read to increase their knowledge. What this also means that if one does read, one can have an advantage over other people with the assumption that everything else is equal. Now, there are other ways to gain knowledge, such as watching documentaries and listening to lectures. Those means of acquiring knowledge are not as potent as reading. I encourage all boys and men to read as much as possible. Later on this channel, I will give specific recommendations to free ebooks to read. I have recommended these books to students, and those that have read them have had their lives changed for the better. Reading is a skill that improves with practice. So do not be embarrassed to begin with easy reading material. The important thing is to begin reading. In the United States Armed Forces, each branch has an annual reading list. These are books that focus on military history, management, and world events. Every service member has a reading requirement each year. Reading increases your knowledge, knowledge reduces your ignorance, and reduced ignorance translates into greater personal power. Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. Harry S. Truman. I've seen this phrase in different schools, whether in a poster or painted on the wall. With extremely few exceptions, people with power are readers. Mainstream media. It is agenda and narrative driven, and it is most often neglectful of the truth when it comes to men. Sadly, the mainstream media of today is part of the society that does not give a damn about men. If a female is the victim of a crime, the media will point that out while referring to male victims of a crime as persons. This is just another example how society now does not give a damn about men. As a man, you must take everything you read, listen to, and watch from the mainstream media with a dose of skepticism. Alternative media. Look to alternative sources to enhance your knowledge accumulation and search for truth. Modern technology has allowed several alternatives to the mainstream media. Some of these are blogs, podcasts, and online videos. I'll recommend blogs and content providers in the future. Also, in many ways, history is becoming distorted to become revisionist due to political correctness. Fortunately, many old books have been digitally uploaded and they are available for free. I urge all men to take advantage of these alternative sources of news and knowledge. Beware of anyone or any group that seeks to deny you the truth in knowledge that you seek. And finally, never stop learning. It is important to never stop learning. This is not only important for the accumulation of knowledge, but also to protect one's cognitive function as one gets older. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and thanks for listening.